We don't trust voters, but we trust them when we think it's good, and we trust them when we think it's good to send us here, but we don't trust them to work on the people that's closest to them. And that's the people that are in their neighborhoods, and they meet in the grocery stores, and they talk to every day. You know, it was said that we've created our state government, and we've created the state of Florida. Members, I say maybe we should just become a year-round legislature, and next year we'll file a bill to get rid of all local government. I know some would think that's good, Representative Fine, but we're going to be here year-round. We're going to hear about 6,000 bills on permits a day, about 500 for sidewalks, maybe some tree trimming, some different things, but we're going to be here a long time because local governments do a lot of work, members. They do a lot of work every single day. And we can say, well, we don't know if those voters are really smart. We don't know if we trust them and what they do. Well, again, all elections have consequences. And if you put up those referendums and those choices to give them and they don't like them, they'll vote them down, they'll vote them out of office, or they'll vote us out of office. You know, this last November, our school board put up a referendum in our county. 74% of them. Now, I don't mind and disagree that a general election is probably a good time to put up these big issues. I'm not arguing that point. 74% of the voters said we want that. Now we're already looking at potentially taking that away because those 74% potentially were wrong. But you know what I really don't like, members, is when you read this bill, it goes into basically treating local government like children. Because it says 6 months before you're going to do this, you got to give it to OPAGA. Oh, and by the way, you got to put it on the county's website because the county's got to agree to it too. You know, all these little barriers we want to put in there to say that we not only trust local government, but now we just want to treat them like they don't know how to run their government either. You know, I came from local government. I was there for 8 years, and I've come here for 2 years. I don't think I'm any different from there when I was there or here. And all of you that were in local government, the same thing. I think and look at and respect all of you highly for the work that you do and the people that you represent. You know, Representative Fine, you talked about the time away from your children here. Local government does the same thing. They spend a lot of time away from their children. They may be at home, but they're working hard and doing a lot of things for their local government. But you know, they have a real invested interest in that too. So the money that we voted to give our school board, our schools in Wellington every year, was because we didn't have the money to give here. That we didn't have the money out of tax dollars to do it because the school board didn't have enough money. You know, we've talked many times here about 1,000 people a day moving to Florida. Yet we want to keep shrinking budgets. Somewhere there's a giving point. Somewhere that glass is just going to flow over. We can't keep saying we're the most friendly state for veterans, for jobs, for business, for growth, for development. We're finding that issue right now with our water, members. We're having problems with our waters. Is that not a wake-up call to realize that this state has some serious challenges, and as it grows, we're finding them? Water is becoming an issue. Our local governments are dealing with so many things each and every day as these people are moving to their communities. And we're benefiting that from the dollars that are sent up here that we appropriate. Now, it's said where they get reappropriated to. You know, I would imagine that probably some of the larger cities and counties would say they'd take some of that back, and I think it was said today. And so what they have to do, and they have to be forced to put some of these issues on the ballot. But members, people migrate to where they want to live in this state. And obviously, when you put those issues out there and they vote on them, they must agree to them. But obviously, if they're passing them, they do agree to them. And they've migrated to that area, they voted, and they said, yes, we want more. And I think, and I'll close on this, members, and I know it's been said, but I just have to go back to last year. We put a bunch of constitutional amendments out. And we said to the taxpayers, do you want another $25,000 homestead exemption? Those must have been some dumb voters because they said, no, we don't want the exemption. We want that money to go into our local governments to pay for the services that they provide. And those services aren't just police and fire. There's stripes in the road to make sure that people are safe on the roads. And then we have members that come up here and argue for highway traffic and safety for a reason. They want lights, they want stop signs, they want stripes. And they want make sure that they have good water and sewer. You know, we're up here arguing about septic and sewer systems. They're putting those systems in place for us. They're trying to do that each and every day. So I guess I would just say I think those voters are pretty smart when it comes to their tax dollars. When you say, oh, they want it in their pocket, they also want it in their service. And so I think last year they were pretty smart, and I give them the opportunity to decide what they want to do with their finances. And they didn't want the additional homestead exemption. And if they vote for local referendums to increase and tax themselves, I say let them do it. That's their choice, and that's democracy at work. Thank you, Madam Speaker.
Representative Polo.